So, for those of us who are here this morning for Sabbath school, we would have been blessed. Yes. The children's department, they had an excellent Sabbath school program. Amen. Anybody who was here, remember what the topic was this morning? Faith. The topic this morning was faith, right? I definitely have faith that our hearts will be blessed this morning. Our young preacher, notice I said young because what they don't talk about to jab us up. he definitely has a message for us today. And no young one, no visitors, no seats, and you're excited to hear this message. What will happen? Because now we have an item of special needs by Brother Josiah. After which, Brother Chief will bless our hearts and Lord. Amen?
When they heard of my but as they prayed for deliverance, the victory would begin. For when we call upon the Lord, we saw the Lord of heaven. Pray on, for you are who the Lord is the faithful. Pray on, for this is held by the song. Steady on your knees, for this is where the battle is won. Very soon you'll win the victory. Pray on. When Daniel faced the lions, the worship in the Lord, there was a hope never be restored. But when we said our holy ground, the smallest prayer is heard. In spite of all our circumstances, our lives are on the Lord. Pray on, for you are the Lord is the beautiful. Pray on, for His goodness by His troubles now. Stay on your knees, for this is where the battle is won. Very soon you win the victory. Pray on. So your questions go unanswered, and your prayer may seem in vain. Don't seem to make a difference. They don't seem to make a change. Just rest assured God knows your need, and He hears each time you pray. Your prayers are reaching heaven, and He answers on the way. Pray on, for you are who the Lord is faithful. Pray on, for this will settle by His stronghold down. Stay on your knees, for this is where the battle is won. There's no better place for you to be. Let's see the Father perfectly. Very soon you win the victory. Pray on.
morning, church.
Morning, preacher.
Shall we pray, please? Brethren, God is calling you and I to do work for Him. He is calling everyone in this world, the rich and the poor, the teacher and the students, the grown-ups and the children to work for Him. If we say yes to that call, He will reward us handsomely. Amen. Amen. Today my topic is entitled, Call to be Faithful. In Genesis chapter 12, we learn about a man called Abraham. What God asked him to do and what God promised him. God wanted Abraham to leave everything he knew and go off to a new place somewhere. Abraham didn't know where, but God said He would show him. What was amazing about this is that Abraham did what God asked him to do. Abraham spoke with his earthly father, then picked up all his things, his sheep, goats, camels, and people that worked for him. With everything he owned, he headed out to a town, a place where he was not sure what was ahead, and where he would end up. Can you imagine leaving your home and heading out on the road without knowing for sure where are you going? God may not be calling you and me to pick up and move away, but God is calling each of us for something special. We can trust Him just like Abraham did, and marvelous things will happen when we are faithful towards God. Let us read John chapter 8, verse 56, please. This they said, tempting him, that they might have to accuse him. But Jesus stooped down and with his finger wrote on the ground as though he heard them not. Jesus is speaking in John chapter 56. He said, your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it and was glad. In the book of Isaiah, page 469, Sister White says, the terrible ordeal offering Isaac as a burnt offering was imposed upon Abraham that he might see the day of Christ and realize the great love of God for the world. He gave his only begotten Son to a shameful death in order to save you and I. The word rejoice seems a little odd in this sentence. Rejoice implies strong desire for something or someone, to leap forward toward that something or someone with a joyful expression, to desire earnestly, to wish or long for something or someone. Jesus was saying that Abraham's desire was to understand God. That Abraham, number one, earnest longing, more than anything else, he wanted to understand God. Amen. To know who God was and to know His plan to save us from sin. This was the prayer of Abraham's heart. Jesus was pointing out that Abraham was doing exactly what God called him to do. Let us read Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Jesus is calling us to make God our number one. About everything else we want. To answer Abraham's prayer, to know Him better, God needed him to do something. He needed Abraham to leave the influence of the land where the people lived. You see, where Abraham lived, people in lots of different kinds of things, different personalities, who did all kinds of different things. Abraham needed to get away from all that confusion so he could understand better only what was true. That's why God asked him to leave and promised to show him a way. God has a good reason for everything He does. Abraham trusted God and faithfully did what He called him to do. One of the things that God was teaching Abraham and Sarah by having them wait so long for Isaac. It's a lesson he wants us to live also. We need to continue to have faith in God and be faithful to Him, even if the promises we are looking forward to takes longer than we expected. Yes. Let us read Psalm chapter 27, verse 14. One thing have I desired of the Lord, that I will seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in His temple. Did you hear that? While we wait on God, He will strengthen our hearts and help us to be faithful and of good courage. Remember how we saw that the best desire of Abraham was to know God and understand what He was doing? To save us well, waiting until God decided it was right time for their son to be born was a part of God answering the prayer. God had also promised to Adam and Eve someday a special baby who would be born, who would be the Son of God. Just like Abraham and Sarah waited for many years, looking forward to the Son, God promised them. The world had to wait many years before Jesus was born. Just like Isaac, right on God's time, Jesus was born. That's exactly what we read in Galatians chapter 4, verse 4. But when the fullness of the time was come, God sent His Son, made of a woman, made under the law. It is not always easy to be faithful to God, but God doesn't leave us to do it on our own. He is with us and He prepares us to be able to do what He asks. He is there helping us to stay faithful to His call. Abraham knew this when God asked him to sacrifice his son Isaac. Can you imagine? His son was a precious gift that God had promised him and given him. Now God was asking to offer Isaac as a burnt sacrifice. That must have been very confusing to Abraham. But Abraham had to learn to recognize the voice of God, and he trusted that God would come through when he was faithful to God. So he and Isaac went watching for the mountain that God would show him. Imagine how scared and sad Abraham must have felt as he laid Isaac on the altar. But God was there to help. Have you ever heard this story before? If yes, you know that God stopped Abraham at the last minute and pointed around pot in the bush that Abraham was to sacrifice instead. What a relief! Abraham was faithful to God when it was something he didn't understand at the time, but he stayed true to God, and God stayed with him. Remember, it was the deep desire of Abraham to have to know and understand God. Because he did what God asked him to do and was willing to sacrifice Isaac, Abraham learned how God would someday give his son Jesus to be a sacrifice for us. Isaac was the son God promised Abraham and Sarah. Now Abraham understood that someday God's son would be born, and that the time would come when he would give his son as a living sacrifice to save us. Because Abraham did what God asked him to do, we too understand better how much God loves us, and his heart ached as Jesus died on the cross. Jesus explained it in these words. Let us read John chapter 3, verse 16. For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in Him shall not perish but have everlasting life. God has had faithful followers all throughout the history of this world. Yes. Like Abraham and Isaac that we talked about today, like Noah, Moses, Enoch, and Elijah. You and I know the names of many more. God is calling us to be faithful to Him, as He is faithful to us. Yes. The hearts of God the Father was breaking as Jesus promised Son died on the cross. There was only one thing in the universe that he wanted more than to rescue Jesus, and that will be to save you and I. We know that the heart of Jesus was breaking as he felt alone while he was laid to the cross, and we can be sure that the heart of the Holy Spirit was breaking too, as he saw how Jesus suffered, and he knew that he too must wait it terribly painful for God. But this was a price Father, Son, and Holy Spirit were willing to pay for us to save us from this world of sin. God is faithful in his promises and cares for us, and he asks us to be faithful to him, to whatever he calls us to do. He will be with us, he will reward, and he will take care of us every day of our lives. We can all look forward to the reward Jesus is preparing us in heaven. We all have times when we will fail to be faithful to God. We might be disobedient or tell a lie or hurt someone with our words. But God is so faithful to us that He made a way for us to enjoy the reward of a heaven anyway. The Bible tells us that when we confess our sins and ask God to forgive us, not only does He forgive us, but He helps us to be faithful to Him. Have a good day, brethren.
Let's thank Brother Chip. Let's thank Brother Chip for his wonderful message. Our closing hymn will be hymn number 218 when he comes. Can you all stand?
Church, at this time, we want to thank you for being here this morning, all of our visiting friends. Time was not wasted because we are in the house of God. I also want to thank God for these young children, these young ones that is with us this morning. You know, the youth is our future, and they should be very important to us because they are important to God. And we must continue to give them the support that they need, the love that they need, the care that they need. We must have passion for our young ones this morning, church. And a thing that we need to remember also is that they will make mistakes. We were young also, and we have made many mistakes. But at the end of the day, someone was there to correct us and to pick us up. So I want to thank God for the young people. And I just want to just give them a long amen this morning. Amen. At this time, we will call all of our children this morning. All of our children. Come on. We need all of our children here. We need them to be covered. We need all of our children. All of our children. Now, come on. Now, come on. All this smile coming up. Laugh coming up. This is hero. God love on it. Brother Nigel, will you up, please? Right, so this is prayer time now, right? So we will be quiet, okay? We will be quiet. And we will ask Brother Nigel to say a special prayer for our young ones in the midst this morning. Brother Nigel.
Father God, and I ask you, Father, as we come before you this morning, thanking you for your many blessings towards us. My Lord, at this time, we will offer up unto you this morning our children in our midst. Lord, you know them by name and by nature. And you are telling your word, suffer the little ones to come unto me. For such is the kingdom of heaven. Help us, God, to be the leader, the guidance that you have called us to be. So that when you come, we shall have them ready for you, to take them to live with you in this age of eternity. So, Lord, as we do our best, we pray that you may continue to go before us. As they may go through their up days and their down days, and they may go through pressures and situations at school, sometimes in the playgrounds, we have people that what they learn here and within their household, and will be a means of drawing others to come to holy blessing. We pray, God, as we continue to work with them, and we continue to have a receptive and open hearts to leading, and indeed, as they continue to be the children that you want them to be, that you will take them into your care and keep it. We pray special blessing upon the parents, the guardians, and even those that are in charge of them at this time, that we continue to enforce the importance of God of putting you first in everything that they do. Lord, help us, God, that we're not too hard on them and chastise them at times, so God, maybe sometimes they might be getting trouble and like rub us the wrong way. But we pray, God, with a humble heart, so that we deal with them gently and with love and with compassion, which are small attributes that we hope that others will treat us. So, Lord, as we continue to ask your continued blessing upon them individually, Lord, we pray, God, a special blessing upon them collectively. We ask these mercies in the most holy name of Christ.
Let's be seated as we have our closing prayer at this time. Will you all stand, please? Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day that you have blessed us with. We thank you, God, for your message and your messenger. We pray, God, even for the meal that has been prepared for us. We pray, God, that you will bless it, dear Lord, that it will bring proper nourishment to our bodies. Father, help us, O God, even as we leave this place, O God. We do not need forgetting that you are a God who loves us and who cares about us, and that you are a God who are going to prepare a place for us. We thank you, dear Lord, in not indeed, but in Jesus' name. Great thanksgiving. Amen. There is meals upstairs for everyone, so don't leave, please, don't leave.
Yes.